Welcome inside the booth here at Gary Kaler Stadium for the first round of the Group 5 North 2 state playoffs. The Westfield Blue Devils, the number 1 seed, taking on the Ridge Red Devils, the number 8 seed, as Westfield looks for their third consecutive state title and trying to extend their state-long winning streak to 34 games. Michael Lennier alongside Chris Witzel. And last week, Chris, the Blue Devils coming off of a nice win, taking care of their rival Scotch Plains, but it was a lot closer than people thought. Tied at 14 at the half, but then the offense, Hank Shapiro, school record 301 yards, came alive in the second half.
Yeah, Mike, he found 3 receivers, Stevie Barton twice in that game, and then the newcomers, Emmett Smith and Griffin Rooney, picking up their first touchdown of the season. It was good seeing them get in there and scoring touchdowns, and it's going to build confidence heading into the playoffs.
And for this Ridge Red Devil team, they have struggled late in this second half of the season, a 4-5 record for the Red Devils. Their starting quarterback, Brandon Radice, is gone. But now they have Wesley Hudkins and their star fullback, R.J. Milligan, who's going to get a ton of carries today. What do you expect from Milligan, and how is Westfield's defense, led by Jake Valabera, going to try to stop him today?
Well, R.J. Milligan coming into this game has 1,112 yards rushing with 14 touchdowns, so that's probably the best running back they're going to face all season. But this Westfield defense, they're so good at stopping the run, and it's going to be a big battle at the line of scrimmage. The Westfield D-line has to win it in order to stop the run game. But if this Red Devil offensive line can beat the Blue Devil defensive line, Milligan should have a lot of touchdowns today.
The Blue Devils took care of Ridge 23-7 back on September 15th in Week 2 of the season, and things have definitely looked a lot different for Ridge. Really struggling, but they're going to try to figure it out today. Westfield Ridge, first round of the NJSIAA state playoffs, coming right up on BDTV. Welcome to Gary Kaler Stadium, everybody, for the first round of the Group 5 North 2 state playoffs. The Westfield Blue Devils 8-0 on the season. Open up against the Ridge Red Devils, and this kickoff is going to be received and then a knee is taken at the 25, where the Red Devils will start on their opening possession. And Chris, this is a Westfield team that riding on their 33-game win streak, but a bit of a hiccup in the first half last week against rival Scotch Plains. They were able to pull it out, winning 35-14.
Yeah, it was kind of a slow start to start the game, as it was 14-14 going into the half. But once the second half came around, the Westfield offense came out alive, and this defense came up with 5 turnovers on the day, as Milligan just runs right up the middle. And like we talked about him in our pregame interview, Milligan, 1,000 yards coming into this game with 14 touchdowns, and right there just plows his way through to pick up 9, making it 2nd and 1.
Yeah, R.J. Milligan with over 1,100 yards. If Ridge has any chance of beating Westfield this afternoon, they're going to need R.J. Milligan to have a monster game like he did in Week 2 against Westfield when these two teams met in Ridge. Another handoff up the middle.
Milligan carries.
For R.J. Milligan, picking up about 6 yards. Adam McDaniel, the senior, one of the 5 captains for the Blue Devils, making an attack.
Yeah, Milligan again picks up the first down and picks up another couple yards on the play. I remember against Week 2, there was just a lot of play action fakes, a lot of motion players, and we saw it again on that play. Milligan nevertheless just gets the carry and goes right up the middle.
Under center, it's the junior Wesley Hudkins. Another carry. For the Red Devils, ball came out. Westfield says they have it.
The ball is out.
It will belong to Ridge.
First down.
And good enough to move the chains for the Red Devils. Ridge wearing all white with their green helmets. Westfield, blue jerseys, blue helmets, and white pants.
And Mike, that wouldn't have been a first down on the play, but the ball did pop out and it went past the first down marker, but I'm not sure who it was who fell on top, but it did make it a first down.
Milligan charging down the middle of the field. Picks up 8 on the 1st and 10, make it 2nd and short.
That's all they were doing. They had that one sweet play to number 11, Devin Steiglitz, but right there Milligan just picks up another big chunk of yardage, making it 2nd and short for this Red Devil offense.
Steinmetz with 365 yards rushing on the year. 2nd and 2. Milligan easily has the first down. Drew Ortiz, the senior linebacker, wrapping up Milligan, but not a good sign. Not the way you want to start out the game if you're this Westfield defense, Chris.
Nah, now you see Jordan Barham coming into the game for Noah Levy, and Jordan, one of the biggest players on this team. They just need to have big bodies on the defensive line to just stop the run game. And we saw last week how they started with that 5 linebacker set with Sean Dwyer in for Stevie Barton to start the game. I wouldn't be surprised if they took out a defensive back and put Dwyer back in just to limit their run game.
Jake Dayon making a big play right there.
Jacob Dayon with the carry
At the
behind
line
the
of
scrimmage.
scrimmage. Nolan Haddad had the football for the Red Devils.
Yeah, Dayon came off the other side, just able to tackle him behind the line of red line of scrimmage for no gain. And that's the momentum Westfield needed right there as to start the game. The Red Devils marched their way down the field, but Dayon coming up with a huge stop. And 2nd and long. We haven't seen the Red Devils throw the ball yet, but that's because their starting quarterback, Brendan Radice, went down earlier this season with a dislocated hip. And he's the one they want to throw on the ball, but right now they just don't have that quarterback to do so.
Hudkins rolling to his right, and he's going to take a big hit from Drew Ortiz. So the Westfield defense now making some big plays.
Loss of 1 to play.
A loss of 1 to make it 3rd and 11.
Drew Ortiz had that huge hit last week against Scotch Plains, and right there coming up with a huge pop on the quarterback. A sack of about 1 yard, but still 3rd and long. Red Devils, they relied on their run game, but right now with 11 yards to go, a run is not probably the best way to go. Milligan has gotten those big chunks of yardage, but right now they just want to keep the drive rolling, and get the first down.
3rd and 11 for Ridge. Adam McDaniel at safety, lone safety. And that pass is tipped and incomplete. Almost intercepted. Wesley Hudkins was looking over the middle of the field.
Defended there by Ortiz and
Drew
McDaniel.
Ortiz with the deflection.
And the defense stayed home on the play. They should have done. They waited for the play action to happen, saw it. Everyone stayed where they had to be, and the good deflection right there by Ortiz. Had that pick against Ridge in week 2, could have another one right there, but nevertheless, Ridge has to punt the ball away with Smith, at his own 10-yard line. So if Ridge does get the good punt away, it could pin Westfield back deep.
And that will be a touchback for Westfield. They'll
Punted
take
into the end
it
zone
over from
by
their
Fox.
20-yard line.
That'll be a touchback.
Fox
Westfield
on the
take over
punt
first
for the
and
Red Devils.
And now this Westfield offense, you just got to come out strong. Wandre House starting, as we see him marching out there on the field with the starting offense. And like last week, Emmett Smith and Griffin Rooney, breakout games for both of them. And they're going to get the start today as well. Just this offense has really come together this past couple of weeks. And that's why, they're the number 1 seed going into the playoffs.
Yeah, Evan Smith, the junior, number 80 on the bottom of your screen. Griffin Rooney, the Seton Hall prep transfer, the sophomore. Number 17 at the top of your screen, Wandre House. With the carry from the shotgun, picks up a yard
Short gain on the play.
or so. And last week, Chris, we were interested to see what the resolution was going to be between Wandre House and Tim Allegro. Of course, in the beginning of the season, Wandre House, the week 1 starter, had a good game against Linden, then goes down, and then Allegro, he takes over the starting job when House was hurt. Back-to-back 200-yard performances. And there goes House on the pitch, on the near side, breaking free. A nice game for the Gettysburg Mint.
10 on the play and a
And then
Westfield
after those
first down.
back-to-back 200-yard performances for Tim Allegro, kind of slowed down a little bit against Elizabeth at Rutgers. Gets her early out. Wandre House had to come in. And House has the breakout performance a couple weeks ago against Immaculata. And then last week we saw them split carries, each had 45 yards.
And remember, keep going, Mike.
On the carry again.
They give this to House.
After it gets the
Brought down
first
by
down, this time
Sweeney.
picks up a few yards.
And Wandre House wasn't playing against Ridge. You said early in the season, went down with the injury. And Tim Allegro coming into back this game. Allegro had a huge breakout game against him. But House, He had the curriculum against Immaculata, but he's never seen this Ridge team like Allegro has, so he probably knows what he has to do to get the job done. But as you said, they're mixing up the carries, which is really good. Just keep the defense on their toes. But also before you had Hang pitch the ball to House, a great first down run, but he's got to protect that ball. Had his right hand again, as you said. He just doesn't know how to switch at the right moment, but he does hold on to it and get the first down, which was huge.
Shapiro firing over the middle. Colin Freeman, the sophomore tight end, making a big catch. Was quiet last week, only had one catch for 10 yards. That's good enough for 15.
A great play action fake right there by Shapiro to hit Freer over the middle, picks up the first down, and that's what Westfield needs to get this momentum going, gets the ball across half field. Right now, this Westfield offense has got to get going. Jake Obsgarten checks into the game at fullback.
Tim Allegro with the run this time.
Allegro carry.
Past the 45.
5 on the play.
Picking up 5 yards for the sophomore.
Second down
Tim
and 5.
Allegro, and going back to the running backs' performances last week, both their numbers were down because the passing game was just clicking.
Absolutely.
Shapiro, a school record for a single game with 301 yards. Stevie Barden had the majority of those with 145 yards on just 4 catches, 2 of those touchdowns.
Stevie Barden has 356 yards receiving on the season, which is absolutely incredible. And he doesn't play a majority of those snaps either. He comes in there when they need him. And he just, Shapiro lets the ball fly. Stevie Barden's right under it to catch it and gets the touchdown. Has 6 on the season as well. But also, Tom Norris, 130 yards receiving too. He hasn't been getting too much playing time lately, with Colin Freer getting the majority of the snaps. Emmett Smith surpassing 100 yards last week, and Griffin Rooney surpassing 100 yards as well.
Rooney had 102 yards. Smith surpassing 100 yards on the season. His only catch was that touchdown against SPF last week. 3rd and 7 for the Blue Devils. Allegro to the left has the first down and more as he trips up around the 30. A big run for Allegro. 18 yards picked up.
Yeah, he had green grass ahead of him, but just stumbles at the end of the play. Still picks up the big first down, and Stevie Barden with the great block on the outside. And Westfield gets another first down to get this drive going.
So from the 30-yard line, Westfield's offense leaving right where it left off in the second half of last week's matchup against Scotch Plains. Shapiro dropping, intended for Griffin Rooney.
By number 86.
But Andrew Lasardi, one of the captains for the Red Devils, had other ideas. Deflecting that one right away, Chris.
Yeah, week 2, Lasardi had a huge game, a lot of receptions to start off the game, and right there coming up with the huge block on Shapiro. 2nd and 10 now for the Blue Devils, but right there, Shapiro, he was looking at Rooney the whole way going for the sideline, but Lasardi just comes out of nowhere at the end and just knocks down the ball. Which Hank's got to bounce back from that. He's developed so much as a quarterback this season. He's got to put it behind him.
There goes Andre House to the sideline, and he's brought down quickly.
Carries for a loss of 3 on the play.
He's going to lose 3 yards.
House trying to find the corner on that one, but not able to do so. He was running more horizontal than vertical on the play, which you never want to do. I thought at first it was going to be a halfback pass, just the way he didn't accelerate to begin the play. But nevertheless, 3-yard loss for the Blue Devils. As Stevie Barden checks back in for Jake Obsgarten. So 3rd and long now for the Blue Devils. Barden, Rooney, and Smith all on one side with House in the backfield.
Shapiro under pressure, and this time he's going to get sacked. A big stop for this Ridge defense. And Chris, 2 very similar possessions for both of these teams on their opening drives. They're able to march down the field for a good 40, 50 yards, but then once the offenses get into the opponent's territory, the defense is holding their own and making a stop and forcing punts, as the sophomore Will Kessler.
Each team just got too cocky with how much room they had left.
Kessler's punt is blocked, and it is going to be picked up by the Red Devils. Westfield got lucky there because The first guy in the backfield almost picked it up, took it back, but he couldn't get his hands on the football properly. So Westfield, luckily, not allowing a touchdown right there. But great play from the special teams unit for Ridge.
Yeah, back-to-back plays. Just the guys come right at the middle of this Westfield line and able to just first one get to Shapiro and right there block the punt. You know, they just got to make sure no one gets behind them. If they do that, they're going to lose this ball game. And right now, Ridge has excellent field position to start off this drive. And it was number 17 of the Red Devils, Daniel Devine, with the block.
Milligan to the left. And nowhere to go. San Giacomo, Shea Elliott, and Noah Levy on the stop.
Yeah, right there, that D-line, you know, they came out with vengeance right there, just trying to, you know, get the ball back to Westfield. As last drive, you know, had a hard time stopping the run. But right there, Milligan only picks up a couple. And the D-line, you know, it's just got to make sure no big plays happen.
Second and 8, if you're just joining us. No score. Milligan up the middle. Right around that first down marker by the 32. Drew Ortiz making the stop. Westfield 8-0 on the season, the number 1 seed in Group 5 North 2 on their 33-game win streak. And Ridge coming in as the 8 seed, not where they were expecting to be coming into the year. If you remember in week 2, it was supposed to be the game of the year. Ridge ranked actually ahead of Westfield in the NewJersey.com top 20. Ridge was 19, Westfield was 20. Milligan still on his feet. And a great effort by R.J. Milligan, fighting through breaking tackles on the second effort.
Yeah, Milligan just hasn't given up on any of the plays so far this game. Then this defense, they just got to push him back. It's one guy going up against 4 or 5, and he's just plowing right through him as he picks up a huge chunk of yardage to make it 2nd and 3 for the Red Devil offense. And they know that a majority of snaps are going to be going to Milligan, so they have to be aware of what they have to do.
Ridge is really falling apart. They've lost 3 of their last 5 games. And that time it's Nolan Haddad getting the football. Ball came out at the end, according to Westfield. But it looks like he was ruled down.
That's 2 plays already that Westfield has knocked the ball out and thought they had it, but that's going to be a first down for Ridge. And Jordan Barham coming into the game for Noah Levy.
Yeah, Barham getting a lot of time this afternoon on the defensive line, something we haven't seen at all really in this 2017 season.
Yeah, but you got to put your biggest guys up against a huge fullback, and that's what they got to do. Barham does have more size over Levy.
Haddad again. This time there's nowhere to go. Valabera, Ortiz, and Elliott getting in on the action. Valabera, Chris, is coming off a 3-sack performance against Scotch Plains. He made it a miserable afternoon for Cooper Heisey.
He absolutely did. Heisey just had nowhere to go throughout the whole day. And when he got sacked, he got hit hard. And that's why this Westfield D-line, one of the best in the state, that's why they have this 33-yard winning record. 33-game winning record, excuse me.
R.J. Milligan lowering the shoulder inside the 5 and setting up this Ridge offense perfectly as we are late here in quarter number 1. The Red Devils threatening on 1st and goal. A 13-yard gain for R.J. Milligan. But going back to that Scotch Plains game, Chris, give a lot of credit to Cooper Heisey. He is a tremendous quarterback.
Oh, absolutely.
And if he had some better teammates around him, could have had a much better high school career.
Well, he's probably the best quarterback we've
Milligan
seen.
gets the carry, and he is into the end zone. The Red Devils get on the scoreboard first with 16 seconds here in the first quarter. It's the do-it-all senior captain, R.J. Milligan.
Yeah, Milligan just doing it all game long so far, just running right up the middle and just getting huge chunks of yardage. Right there, it gets all the yards he needs with the touchdown. And right now, The Red Devils can convert, take a 7-0 lead over the Blue Devils. But right now, this Blue Devil offense has got to get back on the board.
Extra point is good. Nolan Hughes converts the PAT. Sean Spina on the hold for Ridge. So 7-0. The Blue Devils find themselves trailing again. It's been a common theme this season, Chris, early on. It's happened a numerous amount of occasions. Unlike last year where they led every single second, never trailed or was tied. They never trailed in 2016. 2017, they were trailing five seconds into the season, a Linden opening kickoff return.
And right now they have Stevie Barden, Emmett Smith back to return. Smith, great year so far of returning kicks. And Barden, haven't seen too much of him, but we know he's got that explosive speed that we've seen on the offensive side of the ball. Right now they got to get a huge return right now for the Blue Devils to get good starting field position with 16 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Emmett Smith and Stevie Barden awaiting the kickoff return. It's been a long time since Barden's actually had a chance to return one, but he gets one right here. Coming down the middle, making a couple nice juke moves and spinning his way out to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, Barden, he did what he had to do right there, just get decent field position for the Blue Devils and does so. But right now this offense got to get clicking, make sure the ground game is there, but also Hank Shapiro has got to have the protection at quarterback. If he does so, he can be able to air it out to Smith, Rooney, and Barden. But right now this offensive line has got to make sure no one gets behind them and make sure that the running backs and receivers can get up the field.
Wandre House in the backfield getting the carry, picking up a few yards, and that will be the end of the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter.
The Ridge Red Devils, the 8 seed, 4-5 on the year. They've lost 3 of their last 5, but they are unafraid, and they are looking to end the streak and end Westfield's playoff hopes up 7-0 at the end of the first quarter. We'll be right back on BDTV. So second quarter here from Westfield, the Blue Devils trailing by 7 after R.J. Milligan's 3-yard touchdown.
House picks up a couple yards right there to make it 3rd and about 4 right now for the Blue Devils. But that's not what they need. They got to make sure they just get the ball down the field, because if they kick it off right now, Milligan, he doesn't look like he's going to be letting anything up going into the second quarter. As Barden checks into the game, Westfield's got to get the first down, make sure they get rolling down the field. It's the same. The game started out the same way week 2. Ridge scored first, Blue Devils responded, and it just went from there the rest of the game.
Shapiro under pressure, and he is going to get sacked for the second time in this ball game.
Yeah, not a smart play there by Shapiro. He had a lot of time to just get the ball away, or at least find a receiver, but nevertheless gets sacked for a loss of 4. And the Blue Devils will have to punt. They just got to make sure this one is not blocked again. If they do that, Ridge will have excellent field position, better than they did last time. And Ridge has 2 return men back deep. Number 12, Sean Spina, and I believe it is number 11, Devin Steiglitz.
Kessler had the first punt blocked, almost the second, and that punt is muffed, but Ridge is able to recover. It was a quick whistle as the ball came out, but Ridge will take over. A 3-and-out for the Blue Devils, not what they were looking for.
And the punt was almost blocked again right there, where Kessler just able to get it off. And I don't know what the official was doing out there as Spina dropped the ball and he blew the whistle before the play was over.
And Chris, we mentioned earlier about how Westfield's been trailing multiple times this year. But in all of those cases, it's just been 1 touchdown. They've never been trailing by 2 scores. That's what Wesley Hutkins, R.J. Milligan, and company are trying to make happen right now. And Chris, when these seedings came out, we knew it was going to be a tough game because even Watchung Hills somehow came away with the victory over Ridge last week. But if Watchung Hills was taking on Westfield today, it would be a blowout. We saw 35-7 earlier in the season, and Watchung Hills got blown out last night against Bridgewater.
Oh, they did. Okay, I did not know that, but yeah, no. Watchung Hills, you know, Westfield on 35-7. You just said probably weren't supposed to be in the bracket, as many teams have beaten up them, but they did squeeze in and did beat Ridge. But right now, Ridge is playing better than Westfield, winning 7-0 with 10:37 to go here in the second quarter. But right now, this D-line's got to step up, as I believe it's a referee timeout on the field after the punt.
Well, the big problem right now is just containing R.J. Milligan, who is racking up yards early and often this afternoon. Has the lone touchdown.
I believe a re-punt is going to be on the field. That's what happened after last play.
It is going to be a re-punt due to the inadvertent whistle. That's unfortunate for Westfield, Chris, because that was a loose ball out there.
Who knows? It could happen again. It could be win or lose for both teams.
Give credit to the officials recognizing that they did make a mistake.
But right now, they saw what happened last time. Almost another block punt. This line for this punt team has got to make sure no one gets by them, or at least give Will Kessler enough time to get the ball away, because last play, basically, barely had any time to get it off.
And still no sight in those first two possessions of Adam McDaniel playing wide receiver, Chris. Seems like we only see McDaniel when Westfield's not in a good position, when they're desperate for some passing yards. So maybe you see McDaniel this afternoon. I was talking to him earlier this week, says he wants to be in there at wide receiver. So they're going to re-punt it. It's Will Kessler, the sophomore. His first punt in the first quarter was blocked. This one has plenty of protection. And a nice punt. Fair catch taken at the 42.
And the Ridge sideline wants some sort of penalties. It looked like
Stevie Barden got in the way at the end, but no penalty for
you saw him try to avoid it. Hands up, little spin move at the end. And the ball's basically placed right where it was last play. With 16 seconds taken off the clock. And so right now the Blue Devils, 6 guys on the line of scrimmage right now because they know that they're not going to be passing too much to try to stop the run.
Up the middle for the Red Devils. Picking up a few yards, Drew Ortiz getting another tackle. Dayon also in the play.
Drew Ortiz, we heard his name all day today, and that's because Milligan just getting by the defensive line and going right to the linebackers. And with Ortiz the only one there, the leading tackler on the Westfield defense, it's not enough for Milligan as he just keeps plowing through everyone. What I would do, I would take the Dayon and Kessler off the line and put them back at linebackers. If they do that, they can limit Milligan to getting through the linebacker and eventually getting to the safety position.
Milligan, same exact play, picking up a yard or two to make it third down. 3rd and 6 with 9.5 to play here in the second quarter from Westfield. R.J. Milligan basically getting the football on every single play
2 pass
for this
plays.
Ridge offense.
No, only 1 pass play and a couple of jet sweeps, so about 90% of the plays have been going to Milligan.
And there's a pass, and it's completed for the first down. It's Nolan Haddad The junior, 6'1", making the catch as he had to reach in the air to grab it. Jordan Simpson, the junior cornerback for the Blue Devils, on the coverage, making the tackle. They move the chains to the 44 of Westfield.
Yeah, Simpson, he was playing a little bit too much off that one. He kind of stopped for a second and waited for the receiver to catch the ball and eventually tackled him. But that one, you know, if that was Barton, the more veteran cornerback, he would have been able to have more time to jump it.
There's the pitch to the left side. Milligan cuts it to the middle. Ball comes out, and Westfield has the football, I believe.
That is huge for Westfield.
A
Absolutely
hit.
huge.
Shea Elliott comes away with the football, and a big play. And Westfield really, really needed that turnover, Chris.
Oh, absolutely. Milligan looked like he was going to run the whole way down the field, but Elliott coming in there with the strip, with the recovery. But the defense for Westfield comes up huge once again, and now this offense got to get back in there. Tim Allegro starting this drive off with Rooney and Smith at receiver, and, Norris and Freer at tight end.
Shotgun for the Blue Devils. Play action. Colin Freer has the catch and the first down. And Westfield's offense off to a good start here on this drive.
Another great catch there from Freer. Just another play action. Seam right over the middle of the field. Picks up the first down. And they see that the run game isn't really doing too much. Go to the pass game. Bring back in Barton. Bring in McDaniel if you have to. Just make sure that these Blue Devils march down the field.
At midfield, Tim Allegro getting the carry. Picking up 5 yards there out to the Ridge 45.
Allegro, you're picking up just solid yardage right there. 2nd and 5 for the Blue Devils. And right now, just keep mixing up pass, run. Just keep doing it all just to keep this defense on their toes.
Allegro up the middle this time, and not as much room. No big hole for Allegro to work through.
As Valabera checks into the game for Shapiro, short yardage situation. Valabera, you know, people thought in the beginning, before the season even started, Valabera would be playing quarterback, but DeSarno went with the rookie Hank Shapiro. But Jake Valabera has gotten in there a lot to run the football. 30 carries and 145 yards with 5 touchdowns. One away from the team leader, Tim Allegro, with 6.
3rd and 2. Valabera keeps it on the read option. And he's going to be met and has a first down.
That was a smart call there by DeSarno. You spread out everyone wide, make sure no one is in the box, run the read option. Allegro even had the whole wide to the left, but Valabera just takes it right up the gut and gets the first down. As normal sets back out there with Rooney, Smith, Freer, and Norris with Allegro in the backfield.
Allegro to the left. Big play, big run for the sophomore, picking up 8 yards on that first down. And going back to that big 3rd down conversion for Westfield, Valabera really took his time, really held it out there for Allegro and really confused this Ridge defense, and then able to go right up the middle, picking up the 3 yards he needed for the first down.
All he needed 1. Got the extra 2 just to keep marching down the field.
Allegro again getting the football, and Westfield threatening after a 5-yard pickup.
Right now, Blue Devils nearly in the red zone. Just got to make sure no turnovers to start, but then also just got to make sure keep getting the yardage, get those first downs, just keep the drive going. With 6 minutes to go here in the first half.
1st and 10 for Shapiro. Play action, has to get rid of it, and he's going to be sacked for the 3rd time in this ball game. Devin Steiglitz, the 6-foot, 180-pound senior, making the stop. Steiglitz playing both ways for the Red Devils.
It's another hiccup there by the offensive line. 3rd sack of the day. Haven't really given up too many this season. I believe they only had about 7 coming into the game, but right there, 3 already in the first half. Not what they want to be, as Shapiro loses about 6 yards on the sack as Barden checks in, but right now the Westfield Blue Devils, you just got to keep it going. Feed Allegro if you have to, but Shapiro just got to start airing the ball out.
Second and long, shovel pass to Colin Freer, and he's able to pick up those yards right back. Freer's 3rd reception of the game. He's the only receiver to catch a pass today for Westfield.
Yeah, he has been coming up big, getting the first downs. I'm picking up about 6, 7 right there. Excuse me. Yeah, about 8. No, excuse me. And right now, 3rd and 8 to go. Rooney, Barden, Smith out there, Freer as well. Shapiro has got the receivers he needs, and this is a great time to throw the football right now. They need the first down and just keep going down the field.
Shapiro, screen pass on the far side. Stevie Barden gets the first down.
10 yards on the play to Westfield. First down.
A great screenplay there for the Blue Devils. Barden picks up the first down, keeps the drive going, and Westfield now, great opportunity to punch the ball into the end zone.
So 1st and 10 from the 15. Westfield getting into the red zone for the first time. Griffin Rooney on the right, Smith and Barden to Shapiro's left. Emmett Smith in motion. He gets the football and has some room to work with, picking up about 5 yards down near the 10 off the jet sweep, and the captain, do-it-all senior Valabera, will come in for Shapiro for some Wildcat here inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, but that was a great play designed for the Blue Devils. We haven't really seen the jet sweep at all this season, but Smith picks up 5 yards to get Westfield even closer to the end zone.
Valabera fakes the throw and runs up the middle, picking up a few yards there, but short of the first down marker.
Jumbo package going in there right now, bringing in all of the linebackers except one. Will Kessler, number 34, not out there, but Ortiz, Elliott, and Dayon all in there in the backfield with Valabera at quarterback. Biggest guys on the team right now running the football.
3rd and 1. Westfield trying to tie this game. Valabera behind his blockers to the right, and he walks into the end zone. A big play for the senior Valabera, his 6th rushing touchdown of the year, and they'll send out Aiden Boland to tie this game up.
That play just looked too easy. Valabera just gets the ball, runs to the right side, gets a couple blocks, and just goes into the end zone. But it's just time and time again. He even ties Tim Allegro for most rushing touchdowns on the season, and he's only gotten the ball to run it about 32 times. Absolutely incredible by Valabera. As Boland converts the
extra
kick.
point is a low one, but it is good. All tied at 7 with 3:04 to go here in the second quarter from Gary Kaler Stadium. The Westfield Blue Devils and the Ridge Red Devils all tied up in the 1-8 matchup in Group 5 North 2.
Yeah, that was a great, it's just that whole play, the whole drive by the Blue Devils was absolutely spectacular. First, Elliott coming up with a fumble recovery and then just marching down the field, alternating with a couple passes, majority of the runs, and that jet sweep just get them even closer. Just a lot of great play designs, and right now the defense has got to make sure Milligan doesn't get another a couple more big gains. If they can do that, they can win this ball game. And with 3 minutes to go here in the first half, Kessler's ready to kick it away.
Kick out to the 15 and return on the near sideline by Devin Steiglitz.
It's a weird design for the Red Devils kick return. They have 5 guys in the front, 3 10 yards back, and then 3 to return it. Usually see, 2, 4, and then 5 just to, make sure there's no trickery with an onside kick or a squib. But 3 guys back, that's just covering a lot of room back there when they could have 2 and having an extra blocker up front.
So 3 minutes for the Red Devils to work with. R.J. Milligan having a monster first half as expected. Gets it again. Picking up a few yards. Drew Ortiz, Rory McGovern on the stop. But, Chris, we have barely seen this Ridge offense drop back and throw the football with Wesley Hutkins. He's appeared in 9 games this year. Week 1 backup, then Brandon Radice has got injured twice this season. Once against Westfield, came back a few weeks later, then eventually hurt and shut down for the rest of the season against Union. And ball comes out on the ground, and they're going to say...
Could be another one.
Westfield has the football. Jake Dayon with the recovery. A huge play right there, Chris. And I believe the ball carrier just lost the football, slipped right out of his hands. No defender.
It was on the transaction, yeah. But
no defender in the area. Just miscommunication and a huge blow for Ridge and a great recovery for Jake Dayon.
Dayon, the senior captain, he can do it all. And with his size, people think he can't do too much, but he definitely can. Comes with the fumble recovery. Has a lot of heart and showing it right there. Coming up with another huge turnover for this Blue Devil defense. And Shapiro back out there, finding Norris over the middle.
For the first down, Tommy Norris, his first catch in a long time, but getting the first down.
Only the second receiver this game to catch a football. And right there, Norris picks up the first down. Another simple, quick drop back, tight end seam right over the middle of the field. And Blue Devils, have all this momentum coming in on this drive.
Shapiro, quick snap to Wandre House getting the carry. And the Blue Devils inside the 20. Just about a minute of game time after they got into the red zone for the first time on their most recent possession. Aiden Bowen warming up on the sideline. Drilled the extra point. It's been a long time since Bowen has attempted a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
House to the right side. Nowhere to go, though.
And a minute 23 to go here, so they definitely have a lot of tempo in their offense. And that was a pickup of about 1, so it's going to be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 for the Blue Devil offense. And they're taking a lot of time off the clock right now with 3 timeouts still to their name.
Yeah, all 3 timeouts, but Coach Desarno not electing to use one. Under 60 seconds to play here in the first half. Play action. Shapiro to his left, and he is brought down for the 4th time. This time it's Jack Ferran, the senior linebacker, getting in the backfield and bringing down Shapiro. A huge sack, backing up this Westfield offense out of field goal range. Makes it 4th and 13, decision time for Coach Desarno, and they're going to leave the offense out there.
Surprised no one called a timeout because the Red
clock
Devils
is still
or the
running
Blue Devils
after
could
the
have called
sack.
it and tried to at least get the ball down the field.
4th and 13, 20 seconds to go. Shapiro over the middle of the field, and the pass is caught. Tommy Norris making a diving catch as time winds down on 4th down. Norris coming in clutch.
Norris picking up a huge reception right there, picks up the first down, but the catch was the best part of that play. Full out extension, biggest play probably of the game for this Blue Devil offense. If they can convert right now, get the touchdown, credits to Tommy Norris. And with 9 seconds to go here in this half, Blue Devils call a timeout, ball at the 10-yard line. If they hurry, 2 plays, but if Shapiro takes his time and finds a receiver, it's probably going to be all there is. 9 seconds, a little bit closer, definitely get 2 plays off, but they still have 2 timeouts, which is the best thing about this. That was probably the smartest thing that Sarno could have done. We thought he should have called one, but saving them, having hope in his offense, and they get the job done.
Right now, they probably wish they did call a timeout, though, a little earlier because only 9 seconds remaining. So they're probably going to be forced, after they run one play here, to take a field goal. Unless they can find the end zone. It's 1st and goal from the 10. With 9 seconds to play, you want to make sure you get rid of this ball quickly and not take 9 seconds. Smith on the bottom. And he cannot make the catch, but there's going to be 2 penalty markers on the play. And still 5 seconds remaining, so that one only took 4 seconds. And a huge penalty right there on the defensive pass interference.
Yeah, there was actually 3 flags on there. Even the far side judge threw his in. A pass interference on the defense going to be half the distance to the goal, so right at the 5-yard line with 5 seconds to go. Valabera checking into this game. This is probably the last play of the half. Westfield can convert, take the lead going into the half, and they even get the ball back to start it as well.
Well, very risky here if you don't get into the end zone. Shapiro gets rid of it, and it's incomplete with 1 second remaining on the clock. And that's the risk factor right there, Chris. Luckily, a tick remaining, and Westfield will be able to put 3 more on the board and take this lead going into the half.
That was a great defensive stop there by the Red Devils. Elliott open in the end zone, but they get the hand in there to knock it away. And Bowen, as we said, hasn't really kicked any field goals this season, has a chance to do it right here. Kicking right around where he usually kicks it for the extra point. If he can get this, Westfield goes into the half with the lead, and they get the ball to start.
Jack McCauley on the snap, Emmett Smith on the hold. Aiden Bolin, the senior, drills the field goal and gives Westfield the lead. The Blue Devils did not lead this game for 23 minutes and 59 seconds of that first half, but in the final second, they convert the field goal thanks to a huge recovery from Jake Dayon.
Yeah, Jake Dayon coming up with the second fumble recovery of this half. Elliott coming up with the first, and both paid off dividends. Elliott's recovery, Jake Valabera rushing touchdown. Dayon's, Aiden Bolin field goal, and they get the lead for the Blue Devils, and they get the ball to start the half. And Mike, right now, they have this momentum. House and Allegro both running the ball pretty well out there. And Shapiro, he has to have more time or just get the ball away quicker in the pocket. He's been sacked 4 times already today. But nevertheless, his receivers are looking good. Tommy Norris coming up with that big play a few moments ago. And then Colin Freer, another tight end. Most of the receptions have been going to him. But right now, offense has got to keep clicking, and this defense will keep doing what they've been doing all game.
An entertaining first half here in Westfield in the 1-8 matchup of Group 5 North 2. The road to MetLife continues. Second half coming up on BDTV when we return. So welcome back here to Westfield for the first round of the Group 5 North 2 state playoffs between the 1-seeded Westfield Blue Devils and the 8-seeded Ridge Red Devils. Michael Leniart alongside Chris Witzel. For the first round, the winner will take on the winner of Elizabeth East Orange next Saturday. If Westfield wins, it'll be right here, the 18th of November at 1 o'clock. If Ridge wins, it would be away at either Elizabeth or East Orange. Smith and Barden back to return. Smith will take it from the 10-yard line. Westfield up 10-7. And a nice return out to the 34-yard line where Hank Shapiro in this offense will take over. Shapiro able to find his sophomore tight end Colin Freer 3 different times in the first half for over about 40 yards, and then a huge completion and 4th down conversion to the other tight end, junior Tommy Norris, making a diving catch, Chris, which set up the field goal.
It was a great play. Great series of plays, especially the one with Tom Norris. Definitely saved the drive to get Westfield the lead for Bolton to convert, as Lair gets the ball right up the middle and takes about 2 yards. But yeah, going back to that drive to end the first half. The Blue Devils, they really went in there, almost had a touchdown. Hank Shapiro play action to Valabera and try to find Elliott on the right side of the end zone, but knocked away. But nevertheless, they did get the field goal to put them up 10-7, get the lead. As you said before we went into break, they didn't have a lead for 23 minutes and 59 seconds, but right now have the lead starting the second half. Good return by Smith.
Good protection for Shapiro, and he finds Emmett Smith, his first catch of the game, and it's a big one, about 17 on the pickup.
Yeah, so
and the first down into Ridge territory right away.
Had the big return, has the big catch right there to pick up the first down. Westfield's got to make sure they get the momentum on their side to start, and if they do that, they can get the big lead and hopefully come away with the win. As Smith and Rooney are out there at receiver. With
First and 10 from the Ridge 48. Allegro in the backfield. Shapiro keeps it, has a first down and more. A big run for Hank Shapiro of about 15.
Shapiro, we haven't really seen him run the ball too much this season. A great read option play, picks up the first down. And the last time Westfield quarterback picked up a huge chunk of yards like that, Phil Martini against Scotch Plains last year, the 50-yard read option play. But nevertheless, Shapiro picks up a first down for Westfield, and right now they're moving. Just got to make sure they hold on to the football.
And trying to be the first team today to take a 2-score lead. Ball at the 30. Play action. Shapiro has time, looking for Emmett Smith, and it is intercepted in the end zone. And a touchback for Ridge. So just as Westfield had momentum, a huge INT for the Red Devils secondary.
It was a nice pick there by, I believe it was number 12, Sean Spina, with a pick. That's Shapiro. It was Smith and Spina the whole way around the sideline, underthrown a little bit, but Spina was all over Smith the entire way. Not a good pass right there. And comes up big as Spina gets the interception. Right now this defense, the last 2 times they've been out there, have gotten a turnover. Let's see if they can do it again, as right now this momentum and confidence has shifted over to the Red Devil sideline.
Run for the Red Devils. That time it was Nolan Haddad, Drew Ortiz making another tackle. He's had a busy ball game for the senior linebacker, number 50.
Definitely been saying his name a lot in the first half. The game is not even over yet. And Ortiz got to have over 10 tackles already, just not just by himself, but just definitely gang tackles, wrapping up Milligan. Right there picks up another one. Only a yard gained by the Red Devils. Still very early in this second half. This Westfield defense has got to make sure Milligan doesn't get those big gains.
Steiglitz in motion. Hutkins on the pitch to Milligan. On the far side, right around that first down marker.
Another big pickup by Milligan. Pickup about 8, and that's going to move the chains. And Milligan picks up another first down. It just looks like he's running downhill the whole time, just doesn't give up. Even if he's got guys on his back, just tries to find a way to get more yards. And right there, does exactly the same thing. Picks up the big yardage. First down for the Red Devils. But this Blue Devil offense, got to make sure nothing else happens like that this drive. A couple runs can definitely go for the Red Devils, but no big plays. Haven't seen the pass too often in this game so far. It's just been mainly runs.
Milligan again up the middle. Out to the 35. Will Kessler getting his first tackle this afternoon. Kessler has recovered a couple fumbles this year. Has had a great year for just a sophomore, filling the big shoes of his older brother, Owen, having a great year at Georgetown in his freshman season.
Yeah, Kessler, Owen, great varsity career, captain last year, and definitely one of the best defensive players to ever play for Westfield.
2nd and 5 for Ridge. Milligan on the fullback dive. Picking up 3, makes it. It's going to be.
Somebody's down. Injury timeout. There was a gain of 4 on the play. 3rd down. Ball looks like it's going to be spotted.
It's going to be 3rd and short. Not sure who was on the ground. It it isn't Milligan. 29 is standing up. That is R.J. Milligan. I'm not sure who it is, as trainers are blocking the player. And 8:30 to go here, left in this third quarter. Westfield defense, Mike, does it look like they have been putting 100% effort into everything that they're giving to Milligan? Because right now, it just like he's running through like 5 or 6 of them at a time. What?
So the injured Ridge Red Devil, Kevin Park, senior, 6 foot, 225 pounds, as he walks off the field onto the sideline for Ridge. Big play coming up for the Red Devils. 3rd and 1 with 8.5 to play here in the third quarter.
And everyone in the box right now for both teams.
Hudkins has only attempted a pass or two this afternoon, but it doesn't matter. Another first down for R.J. Milligan. Came into this game with over 1,100 yards. He's going to leave with well over 1,200 on the year. Had 200 plus in the Week 2 meeting on September 15th, a 23-7 victory over the Blue Devils. That was a game that was tied at the half, 7-7. And Ridge also scored first in that one. Pitch to Milligan. Cuts from the left to the middle, and Drew Ortiz, the first one there. And forward progress is called, no gain for Milligan on the 1st and 10 play.
Ortiz again just getting in there, picking up another tackle already today. He's definitely on the path for 20 tackles in this game. Doesn't have to be all by himself, but just getting in there in the gang tackles. Milligan nowhere to go. 2nd and 9 now for the Red Devils. And Mike Hudskins, we haven't seen him throw the ball at all today. One time, and he was sacked.
Second and 9, 7:15 to go. There goes Hudskins. The junior is going to scramble with it and works his way onto the Westfield side of the field down at the 49. Elliott delivering the hit to Wesley Hudkins.
Yeah, again, rolls out to the right. No one open, tucks it away. So not really one completion yet for Hudkins on the game. But it makes it 3rd and 5. Another big play for the Blue Devils. Did stop Milligan 2 plays ago with getting him 1 yard, excuse me. And Arthur Hudkins picks up 4. But right now, if they don't let him get the first down, get the ball back and make sure just no errors.
Hudkins has appeared in 9 games this year as his first pass attempt is deflected. San Giacomo making the stop. He's 21 of 39 is Hudkins in pass attempts this year. Good for 281 passing yards, but just 1 touchdown, 2 INTs. Brandon Radice, the original starter who got hurt against Westfield, came back later on, was having a tremendous senior year as a captain with 622 yards. Ridge will punt this one away. Emmett Smith at his own 15. It's a fake. And Westfield's defense is there. San Giacomo coming up big again, delivering the hit.
Joe San Giacomo, 2 big plays. First one with the block. Next one right there, huge stop on the fake punt. The Westfield gets the ball in Ridge territory. Still have the lead, 10-7. Shapiro got us under control. No interceptions. That goes for everyone on this Westfield team. No turnovers. Don't let the momentum switch sides right now. About halfway through the third quarter with Wandre House in the backfield.
House getting the carry. Breaks free from one defender. Still on his feet. Lowers the shoulder and goes down. Picking up a few on that first down play.
He looked like it wasn't going to get too much. Turns the corner. Looks like he got more than he originally than he ended up with, but nevertheless picks up a couple yards. And I'm surprised House is out there. He has had a lot of huge runs this season, but Allegro looked like was more comfortable out there running the football, just getting by everyone, picking up the big yardage. But House in there, let's see if he can get the job done.
Second down, House gets it again to bring up third and short. Looked like they had a little trouble on the handoff right there.
And House slow to get up after the run. Allegro checking in right now for the senior. And 3rd and 4 to go for the Blue Devils. A big play right now for them. Get the first down, just get the drive going. They want to get that 2-touchdown lead before this quarter's done.
Another carry for Tim Allegro this time, and he has the first down. Able to move the chains. A big play, big conversion right there.
Yeah, that's what you needed right there, just to power back to get it through. Not necessarily a time for Valaberi, that's the goal line, but we have seen him coming before. But Allegro just getting the job done, going right up the middle, and picks up the first down.
First and 10 for Westfield. Rooney and Smith, the receivers. Freer at tight end, and Emmett Smith has his second catch. Good for about 6 yards as he's wrestled to the ground. On the far sideline, the junior Emmett Smith has had a much bigger role as this season winds down in the receiving game.
Yeah, he definitely showed a lot last week with his first touchdown. And from there, you just keep building, get more touchdowns. Next year, probably is going to be the prime receiver along with Griffin Rooney as well. Just a very young receiving core for the Blue Devils.
Allegro gets the football up the middle. And Westfield slowly each play picking up yards, moving the football down the field. Just shy of the first down marker. Under 4 minutes to play. Here in the third quarter, Westfield still leads it 10-7.
And Valabera in the backfield now for Shapiro. Barton came in the game as well. So we saw this before with the read option.
Valabera keeps it and has the first down. Westfield trying to extend this lead and give themselves a 2-score lead.
And it's
Ridge's defense has to contain him, Chris.
Yeah, they have to, especially with all the time they're taking off the clock. If they go into the fourth quarter and Westfield still has the ball, it's a big issue for Ridge. They got to get the ball back to score. And if Westfield does score 2-touchdown lead with all this time taken off, it's just a big blow to this defense, but a huge gain for Westfield.
Valabera still under center at quarterback. Allegro in the backfield. Valabera keeps. Only a 2-yard gain on first down.
Surprised to still see him in there after the run. Usually Shapiro does come in as he is right now. But Valabera picks up a couple more yards as Barton checks out with Norris coming back in. And just this, with not those big playmakers on the field, the guys who have those 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns, it's really helping Westfield progress as Freer picking up those big plays. Smith with a couple catches. Rooney has been silent today after a couple catches last week, and Norris coming up with the big play as well. But the crew that they're probably going to be running with next year at the speedbacks is doing a great job here today as Allegro picks up about 6, making it 3rd and 1 for this Blue Devil offense.
Yeah, Shapiro back in the game at quarterback. But now Valabera will come in. And Chris, when Valabera is in the game, it's not that hard to figure out what they're going to do. It's going to be a read option. He's going to run it up the middle. The problem is tackling his 6'4", 225-pound frame.
Yeah, definitely.
Elliott and Ortiz in the backfield for Valabera. Running to his right behind his blockers. Has the room and has the first down. Just too easy, too simple. And Ridge, unlike Westfield's defense, can't stop Milligan. Ridge can't stop Valabera.
Definitely not. And also Milligan's getting the ball every play. Valabera's coming in these short play situations, and he's rested too. He comes in, just gets the job done, but it just looks so easy out there because he also has the biggest guys on this team leading the way, Elliott, Ortiz, Dayon, and this whole offensive line. Just big guys.
Allegro to the left. He is brought down by the legs by Steiglitz and Sweeney.
The clock's still going away. Under 1:30 to go here in the third quarter.
Yeah, compared to last week's game, that was about 2.5 hours. This one flying by.
Yeah, I apologize for leaving that one a little bit early with 6 minutes to go. But, yeah, this one definitely flying by. A lot of games have been like that. One game is just going by super quick, and next game it just takes a lot more time. Quarters definitely extended.
Shapiro rolling to his right after the play action. Has to get rid of it, and he gets able to throw it away out of bounds. Incomplete. Good job, though, by Shapiro throwing it away instead of taking another hit.
Yeah, but he thought he could get the first time when he avoided the pressure, should have thrown it away. At a high school level, you know, especially cramped into one corner, it's definitely hard to visualize and find where you're going to throw the football, but gets it away. Third and about 9.5, third and long, as I should say, for the Blue Devils. Stevie Barton checks into the game. And, Mike, I know that they're leading by 3, have the lead, but they got to go for the touchdown to make it a 2-score lead.
Third and 9. Shapiro has an open Smith. Instead, he goes over the middle to Colin Freer down at the 1-yard line. A huge completion. Good for the first down.
And Smith, yeah, Mike, as you said, Smith was wide open on that play. No one was around him. And, I thought he got the first down on the play, but it's 4th and inches for the Blue Devils, and jumbo package back out there for Westfield. And if they can just convert again, Valibera's second rushing touchdown on this season. Only has to get the first down, but this close to the end zone. Wouldn't be surprised if he just gets over for a little bit.
Valibera looking for his second touchdown, and he has it. Westfield takes a 16-7 lead here at the end of the third quarter, on their way to advancing to the second round of the state playoffs.
Valibera's second rushing touchdown of the game. Both have been huge for this Blue Devil team fan base. Blue Devil fans overall. Another big run for Valibera. Gets the job done once again, and just absolutely incredible. Leads the team in rushes and only has over 170 yards rushing on the season.
And Aiden Bolin converts the extra point. Big night for Aiden Bolin, 2 of 2 on PATs and 1 of 1 on field goals. So Westfield in control, leading by 10, 17-7 your score with 9 ticks remaining in the third quarter. And they've scored 17 unanswered points.
And Mike, it looked like that Ridge always going down the field with these big runs, you know, just ticking away at every possible yard they can get. But if you look at it, the Blue Devil defense has really kept them in this game. Only 1 touchdown to start off the game, 17 unanswered points, 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. So after this kickoff, most likely will be no time left on the clock in the next maybe a couple of seconds. But it just looks like Milligan is definitely just eating away at this Westfield defense, but they're the ones keeping them in this game. No disrespect to the offense, but if it wasn't for this defense right now for Westfield, it could be definitely a different game.
The 2 fumble recoveries have been the difference, really. For Westfield, Jake Dayon with 1, Shea Elliott with the other. Those were huge because they've had a tough time stopping Milligan. Steiglitz on the return, and he'll take a couple hits. Benny Bontempo getting in there on the stop.
Mike, now this Blue Devil defense out there, it's actually the end of the third quarter, so we'll switch sides.
That's the end of the third quarter.
And
Westfield gets the touchdown they were looking for, courtesy of another rush for Jake Valibera. 17-7, Blue Devils in front of the Red Devils. Fourth quarter coming right up. Quarter, the final 12 minutes of this opening round matchup. Hudkins trying to get out of the pressure, but he's unsuccessful. Valibera, the first one there.
Valibera
getting a stop along with Shea Elliott. Hudkins might actually gained a yard.
Oh, wow,
on
yeah.
that play.
Forward progression, but still that entire D-line for Westfield and Shea Elliott getting in there to bring down Hudkins. Hasn't completed a single pass here today. That's another big reason why the Blue Devils are have the lead right now, as the air game is just unexistent right now.
There's the pitch to Milligan, running on his right, trying to keep his high school football career alive. The 5'11", 200-pound fullback, a tremendous career in the green and white, but it looks like unless his offense could come alive, it might be the final 11 minutes of it. Blue Devils took care of Ridge 35-21 last season in the regular season, 23-7 this year in the regular season. Their third meeting in the past 2 years, so all the players very familiar with each other. And it's been one of Westfield's big rivals on the gridiron. Always a bigger game when Ridge is the opponent.
Absolutely, and it was Ridge week, Mike. This is the last of the 3 games that Westfield will play against Ridge. And 17-7 with 10:20 to go here in the fourth quarter with Westfield having the lead. They can get the win out of this and advance next week to play either Elizabeth or, I believe, East Orange.
Hudkins is hit from behind. Jake Dayon and Rory McGovern bringing the pressure for the Blue Devils.
Another big play by this Westfield defense drops the Red Devils back 8 yards. And right now, Milligan can run the football, but he can't run 2 plays and get 18 yards, as the Blue Devils have really adapted to stopping his run game.
That's a big loss for the Ridge offense, backing them up to the 37-yard line. And 2nd and 17. Haddad in motion. Hudkins unable to get rid of the football and just runs with it, but he loses. Gain of 2, I should say.
There's a flag in the secondary past the first down marker.
There is a flag on the play.
Not many penalties here today. We saw that one with Smith earlier. It's going to be a holding on the defense. I believe it's going to be on Barden, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, 10-yard penalty.
It is a 10-yard penalty. It'll bring it out to the 49.
So a big blow for this Westfield defense after the penalty. As I just said, only other one today was with Smith and the pass interference earlier to end the first half. But 3rd down and 6, much easier to get the first down now for this Red Devil offense. Milligan has just been really hunkering down and getting these big yard situations. But if it was right back to before the penalty didn't occur, definitely couldn't have picked it up.
Milligan up the middle, and he is quickly brought down. Drew Ortiz, the first Blue Devil, making the tackle.
It's going to be 4th down on the other side of the field. The shift is 3rd.
And an official timeout is going to be taken where referees discussing whether it should be 3rd or 4th down. Confusion is because that penalty on the previous play. It is going to be 3rd down for Ridge. 3rd and A couple. Coach DeSarno not happy about the call, and he'll let the head official hear it on the sideline. Milligan has the first down, leaps over defender, stiff arms Jordan Simpson, and he's down at the 10. R.J. Milligan with a highlight reel run and gets his offense inside the 10-yard line, still trailing by 10 here in the fourth quarter.
It was a very athletic play, hurdles over the defender and just takes it an extra 30, 40 yards to the Westfield 9-yard line. Huge play, but just after the confusion with the third down and fourth down situation.
Milligan gets the pitch, running into about 8 Blue Devils, and he gets thrown to the ground.
And it's first and goal, so they only have, only a little bit of ground to work with. Makes it second and goal, excuse me. And the Blue Devils can stop them, get the ball, or even just make them kick it away. They still have a 1-touchdown lead. And once they get the ball back, they just got to make sure, again, no turnovers. Hackspear has that 1 interception. But they just got to keep it going. Just keep switching it off, run, pass. Allegro has been doing a great job of run football, and Wandre House as well. And these are young receivers, Freer, Norris, Smith. They're doing a great job today as well.
Steiglitz in motion. Milligan up the middle is going to be stopped shy of the goal line. A third down coming up for the Ridge Red Devils.
Another big stop by the Blue Devils. Milligan only picking up 3 yards on the play, so third down with about 4 to go. And if they stop him here, fourth down, it's going to be a lot of big scenarios for the Red Devils. They can play action pass or just keep giving it to Milligan right up the gut.
And the clock continues to tick. We're at 6.5 minutes remaining in this game. Milligan is lined up as a receiver. Barden's covering him. Hudkins trying to scramble under pressure and throws it away. Westfield's looking for an intentional grounding penalty, but they are not going to get it, it appears.
You can hear the reaction from the
brings up
crowd.
A fourth down.
It looks like the field goal unit is coming on the field right now for the Red Devils. And Westfield's got to look out for that fake again, as they saw with the punt earlier in the third quarter.
And Ridge will elect to kick the field goal, take the 3 points, and make it a 7-point deficit if they can convert. And the kick is on its way, and it is good.
So a huge stop there by this Blue Devil defense, not allowing the touchdown. But the Red Devils do crawl closer, 17-10 Westfield. And this offense right now just got to get going, but they got to get the big return first. Smith and Barden doing a great job here today, but they just got to make sure good field position sets this drive up.
Nolan Hughes able to convert on the field goal. So Ridge cuts it to a 17-10 ball game. 6:18 remaining, both teams with 3 timeouts to go. And Chris, now Ridge has the decision. Do they attempt the onside kick? Westfield is going to line up for it.
They don't have their hands team out there right now, as most of the first line is linebackers and linemen with Russell Weber right in the middle, but they also have Griffin Aslanian, Andrew Ortiz, along with Dayon and Elliott back in the middle of the pile, and Barden and Elliott back. So their normal kick return team out there. So not the hands team, not really expecting the onside kick just yet.
Nolan Hughes is going to kick it. And it's regular kick return at the 10. Picked up by Emmett Smith, and he's tripped up at the 25. So with 6 minutes, 11 seconds to go, the Blue Devil offense comes down to the field with a 7-point lead. Ridge with 3 timeouts remaining.
So 3 timeouts per team with 6:11 to go. And right now, Westfield offense, run the football, keep it on the ground, don't let anything get out of bounds, but just make sure to keep getting those yards and picking up the first down.
Wandre House with a carry and a nice pickup for House on first down. That's what you want to do right there. Keep the clock ticking. A pickup of 8 to make it 2nd and 2.
Yeah, good pickup by House. Picks up 8 on the carry and gets the first down. You know, clock still going. 5:44 to go here in this ball game.
House again. It's going to have the first down. Wandre House making a big-time play on both of his carries and chipping away at that clock. Westfield getting closer to a second-round matchup. Under 5.5 remaining.
So Allegro checks in. Rooney and Smith at receiver, and Norris and Freer on the field. Freer playing more of the fullback position.
Allegro, the sophomore, getting the carry this time. Spent his freshman season at Don Bosco Prep and played on the special teams unit for the Ironmen before electing to come home back to Westfield and play with his brother Fran, a starter on the offensive line. Fran, a senior. So Tim playing with his brother for one final year back in his hometown. The other transfer was Griffin Rooney, who had 100 yards receiving last week and his first career touchdown, but yet to be targeted in this game. Allegro breaks free inside the 30. A huge run for Tim Allegro of 44 yards, and the clock continues to wind down here in Westfield.
Allegro finds the hole, picks up a huge first down for this Blue Devil offense. 4:13 to go here in this ball game. And right now, Blue Devils in great field position at Ridge's 30-yard line. And a lot of opportunities to get the ball back into the end zone and get the insurance they need.
The Ridge defense seeing their season come to an end right in front of them. At the 30-yard line, Shapiro hands it off to Allegro. This time he's quickly brought down.
The quick timeout is
by
called by
Christopher
the Ridge defense.
Briot, and Ridge coaching staff will call a timeout. 3:47 in the fourth quarter, 17-10 Westfield. We're going to step aside on BDTV. Back here at Gary Kaler Stadium, the opening round of the Group 5 North 2 state playoffs. The Blue Devils, 2-time defending state champions, riding on a 33-game win streak dating back to Thanksgiving Day of 2014 as Allegro gets another carry, brings up third down, and the Red Devils use their second timeout. We'll stay with you on this timeout. And Chris, again, Westfield did not make it easy. You know, so many times last year, Phil Martini would find Jack Shirk, find his other receivers, Mike Moriarty, and it was just a blowout from the get-go. The defense wouldn't even allow any scores, and we saw the offense put up 40 multiple times. This year, this Westfield team, they made the games closer, and they've been more entertaining, but sometimes a little nerve-wracking. You saw today Ridge getting on the scoreboard first, as many teams have done this year, up 7-0, but Westfield responds with 17 unanswered points, and then a late field goal from Nolan Hughes of Ridge to cut it to 17-7. 3rd and 6. Ridge trying to get Westfield's offense off the field. Shapiro has the football, has a first down, and he is into the end zone, but the ball comes out, and Ridge is going to recover, I believe.
Fumbled at the goal line into the end zone, recovered by Ridge.
An unbelievable turn of events. Westfield just a second away from ending the game, but the ball comes out of Shapiro's hands. And Ridge has the football with 3.5 minutes, down 7, and they have one final chance.
Yeah, Shapiro, another big run there, but, you know, he had very minimal experience running the football. He's got to know to cover the ball up. Know this is a close game. Don't try to go. You got the first down. Don't try to go for the big play. Just hold it, cover it up. And now this defense, 3:30 to go here in this ball game. They got to stop R.J. Milligan.
Milligan gets the carry and has a few yards.
This clock's still continuing to run. 3:17 to go here in the ball game. And Ridge only has one timeout left, which could potentially be their final drive.
Well, it is going to be their final drive. Under 3 minutes to go. 2nd and 9. Steiglitz in motion. They got to throw it, and they do. And open Andrew Lasardi, but over his head, Stevie Barden on the coverage. Wesley Hutkins, the junior, under a lot of pressure right now because he needs to convert on some of these passes, especially now they only have one timeout, obvious 4-down territory, and he can't put it on Milligan to get you 80 yards and tie this game.
Milligan
Andrew Lasardi, excuse me, Chris, he's the number 1 target, number 86 in white. So that's who you want to look for. Steiglitz also another good receiver. And that pass intended for Lasardi, but well short. The quarterback, Hutkins, was looking for Lasardi to come back, turn around. Lasardi was going straight down the field.
I think it was
just a miscommunication from the QB and the receiver. And now here we go for the ball game. On 4th and 9 from their own 21-yard line after getting a miracle on the fumble from Shapiro. Hutkins has time, sits, fires, and a one-handed grab is made. Devin Steiglitz, the senior, keeping his career alive at the moment with an Odell Beckham-like reception with the defender hanging over his shoulder.
Yeah, Kessler had the pressure there, but what an unbelievable catch there by Steiglitz, getting the first down. Biggest play of the game for Ridge. 2:30 to go. Everyone spread out wide. They got to get the ball down the field.
Hutkins has plenty of time. Should be a hold. There will be, so this run is not going to matter. A 5-yard pickup for Wesley Hutkins. But San Giacomo and Jake Dayon were both held, and it'll back up Ridge 10 yards.
And it's going to push them back 10 yards. 2:18 to go here in this game. Probably the most nerve-wracking game. I'm going to say the other one, either Union or Elizabeth. Both those games came down to the wire.
And Linden.
And Linden too, yep. Yeah, Union, Adam McDaniel coming up with the game-saving deflection. Elizabeth, Stevie Barden with the game-sealing pick, and Linden too. Just a very close game throughout that. And right now, 17-10, 2:18 to go. Blue Devils pin the Red Devils back deep. It is now 1st and 20, and the Red Devils have their ball at their own 30.
1st and 26. Hutkins taking a shot, but well ahead of the intended receiver, Nolan Haddad.
Adam McDaniel and Simpson were in that vicinity. If McDaniel, not saying he played a good read on that ball, not letting the Ridge receiver get by him, but if he was just a little bit more to where the ball was, pick game over, and he was on his feet too, could have brought it back a little bit more to get Westfield field position, but nevertheless, 2nd and 20 for this for the Red Devil offense.
2:03 to go. Hudkins faking, firing, and an incredible grab is made out of bounds. Got to give Steiglitz credit.
Yeah,
I don't know
kid's got
how
hands,
he
Mike.
made that catch. 2 corners all over him, but did not get 1 foot in.
Unbelievable catch, though. Had that one Odell-like
That's
catch
a huge
before.
break for Westfield.
If he caught
he
that
didn't
first
make the
down,
catch.
this Westfield secondary, they know the pass is coming, 3rd and 25. They just got to know the ball's going to be going deep. Barden, McDaniel, they played a lot last year, should know what to do. Simpson as well has come a long way since starting in about week 4.
Looking again down the sideline. This time McDaniel makes the play to bat it away. 4th and 26 coming up. Do the Red Devils have one last shot in them?
And right now you got to do the old Madden play, man up, 3 deep, blitz your defensive line, but just make sure no first down. If they can do that, Westfield wins this ball game, can take the knee, get the first downs. But they just got to make sure that they don't let up a first down right here. 4th and 25 for this Red Devil offense. Going to be sending everyone, and you got to put everyone back deep or apply the most pressure you've done all season.
Minute 48 to go. Wesley Hudkins. That pass is intercepted. Shea Elliott has the football, and Westfield advances to the 2nd round of the state tournament. A huge play, a huge stop by this Westfield defense. And Hudkins, not sure where he was looking.
Yeah, that ball was horribly
well underthrown. And Shea Elliott, he'll gladly take the INT in the stat sheet. And the Blue Devils keep the streak alive, make it 34 in a row. And they'll have another home game, 2 more home games actually, with the Thanksgiving game. And that is a proud moment right there on that sideline. The defense congratulating Elliott, and they're getting excited because they got a lot more football left to be played in their careers. Allegro is going to get the carry. Ridge could call one last timeout, and that's the last time they're going to stop the clock.
But man, this defense, Mike, just absolutely phenomenal. 10 points throughout the game. And even that one play with Milligan going all the way down the field, but stopping them from getting a touchdown and getting even closer. Elliott puts the game away. 1 fumble recovery for him today and an interception, first on the season. And it couldn't have come at a better time to seal this Westfield win. And right now, Red Devils out of timeouts, $1:32 to go here in this 4th quarter. And right now, all Westfield's got to do, line up victory formation and put this game away. All right now, Tim Legro has to do is get the first down, and you can call it game over.
Tim Allegro getting another carry. This time the clock will continue to tick, and Westfield is just about seal the deal here. And another first down. A knee from Hank Shapiro, the victory formation. And the Blue Devils taking care of business for a 34th consecutive week.
Yeah, another great performance here by the Blue Devils. Kept it interesting throughout this whole game, but nevertheless come up with the win. Westfield defense, another great performance. Jake Valabera on the offensive side of the ball, 2 rushing touchdowns. And that's all they needed. Aiden Boland with the field goal as well. Another great win for this Blue Devil team. Clock winds down, and that's going to do it. And Mike, Westfield has put a lot of effort into the season, winning the first round of states. And last time they played against Ridge, first round, Ridge beat them in 2013 when Ridge was ranked 1, Westfield 8. But right now, Westfield beats them this time. An unbelievable game.
So Westfield finding a way for a 34th consecutive week, extending their streak, advancing to the second round of the state playoffs. They trailed early on 7-0, but then 17 unanswered points. Valabera, the MVP, with his 2 rushing touchdowns, but big fumble recoveries from Dayon and Elliott. Another interception from Elliott to seal the deal. And the Blue Devils find a way, and we'll be right back here next Saturday at 1 o'clock against the winner of Elizabeth East Orange. The Thanksgiving game coming up the week after, and as long as Westfield wins next week, the state title in December. For our entire crew here at BDTV, our cameraman Glenn Warner, our analyst Chris Witzel, I'm Mike Leonard. Say so long from Westfield. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Here with the defensive stars of the afternoon as Westfield takes care of Ridge 17-10 to advance to the second round of the state playoffs. Shea Elliott with a fumble recovery and a game-ending interception. Shea, how did this defense contain R.J. Milligan all day long?
Yeah, well, we knew he was a big back coming into the week. Definitely a second effort kind of guy. So we really rallied to the ball, made sure the second and third guy ripped it out. We saw the ball on the ground 4 times today. We came up some big recoveries and got the ball back to the offense.
And how rewarding was it? You guys worked so hard in practice this week, gave it everything you had today when you just saw that ball come right in your hands in the last play.
Yeah, props to the D-line on that. They made the quarterback throw off his back foot. It was just a floater, grabbed it, was hoping to take it all the way, but props to Milligan on his effort on the backside, so he stopped me. But
appreciate it, Shea. Thanks for the time. We'll see you next week. And Jake Dayon, another one of the senior captains, continuing to have an incredible career and an incredible senior campaign. You guys increased the streak to 34 consecutive games. What does this mean for your legacy, Jake?
We're not worried about legacy right now. We're just worried about moving on, you know. We're worried about our senior year, ending it right, you know. So we want 2017 to be in the record of books as a championship. So that's all we're worried about right now.
And you guys, another close game, another hard-fought battle. Ridge, again, able to get on the scoreboard first. Yeah. What was said at halftime? How'd you guys respond and put up another touchdown in the second half?
Well, we knew we had to keep fighting. You know, we knew coming in this was going to be a physical game, and whoever's going to be the more physical team was going to come on top. You know, so that was the message going in. Like we don't want our season to end. You know what I mean? We want to keep moving on. We're not going home. That was the message.
Appreciate it, Jake. Westfield taking care of Ridge, advancing, where they'll meet the winner of Elizabeth East Orange next Saturday right here at 1 o'clock.
I'm here with Hank Shapiro, starting quarterback of the Westfield Blue Devils. And Hank, another great game today. You're hitting your receivers all over the field. You've really progressed this season as a quarterback coming in from week 1 to right now the first round of playoffs. How are you going to carry on this momentum and just keep improving as the season goes on?
Well, my coaches and teammates have done a great job helping me through my good games and bad to keep better each week and every game, and we're just really excited to keep moving on in the playoffs.
Thank you, Hank. Good luck this rest of the season.